Hey everybody, I wanted to welcome you to episode 2 of Building Web Apps with No Code. In this episode, what we're going to do is build a basic landing page in Framer, but then I'm going to introduce to you StackFrame, which is a product I built that sits on top of Framer, but allows you to integrate really complex features with no code. And I'm talking about features like user authentication, user profiles, and more. So what we're going to do is after we design the basic landing page, we're going to create a sign up flow and we're going to actually integrate user authentication into our Framer website. And I'm going to show you how easy this is. So the first thing, I know we started in a fresh Framer file previously in the first episode, but in this episode, we're actually going to start a new Framer file because what needs to happen is that we have to go to StackFrame's website first, and we have to click the Start Building button. And when we click the Start Building button, you'll be asked to create an account. I've already created an account. You'll want to create a project. Okay. After you create a project, you'll be navigated to the project page. But if you go back to the dashboard, you'll see your project here like this. So I'm going to click project, and this is the project page. So this is what you should see um, after you essentially create a project. So what all we have to do right here, yes, this is just basic instructions. All you have to really do is just click start building here, right? So when I click start building, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to actually reopen this project page. Okay. So it's going to ask you to copy a Framer file to your Framer account. And you're going to want to do this because what you're copying is StackFrame's component file here. Okay. Um, and let me just, yeah. And these are all the components that we give to you. So we have a forgot password component. We'll work with that. A lemon squeezy component where it's coming soon, where you can add subscriptions and sell things on your web app. We have a CMS protection component. So if you need to protect specific pages in your CMS with a password, you can. There is a slight bug. We're almost done fixing that. Then we have what we're going to use today, the authentication component. Then we have the user profile component. We're going to use that too. Then we have the newsfeed component and create post component. So you would post onto the newsfeed. And then we have buttons that show up when you're logged in or logged out in case you want to customize that. You can ignore this. And we actually will just delete that. And we have a logout button as well. So we're going to set all this up. Super simple. Everything's here for you. All you got to do is just drag and drop things. You can read our release notes here. And yeah, so what we're going to do is just build the basic landing page first. So I'm going to come up here, and you've already kind of seen how to use Framer in episode 1, but we'll continue to use Framer throughout, this tutorial. So I'm going to click new page here, and we're going to call this landing. Then I'm going to also create another new page. We're going to call this auth. Let's call this sign up. Okay, so in landing, I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to add a layout to this desktop. Okay, and I'm going to make sure it's vertical and we're going to put it in the center, everything in the center. Then I'm going to click F on my keyboard and I'm going to draw a frame. I'm going to get rid of the color of the frame. I'm going to name this frame um, container hero content. Okay, then I'm going to make this 100% width, 100% height. And then I'm going to add a max width of 1200 pixels. And the reason for that is because most screen sizes are 1200 pixels, right? So this breakpoint is 1200. So if we expand, it's going to keep it centered, right? It's going to keep this frame centered in the center of the screen here. So it's only, and anything in this frame, which we're going to put content in, is not going to expand past 1200 pixels. So it's a good way to prevent your website from scaling ineffectively. Okay, so I'm going to now draw another frame, and this landing page is going to be super basic, guys. So don't think we're going to build something complex here. I'm going to add a layout to this as well, okay, to the container hero content. We're going to center this, and then in this frame, I'm going to call this container, and this is going to house our content. I'm going to remove the fill, then we'll customize. We're going to add 100% here as well, 100% here as well, but come down. Oh, And then we're going to go to the container hero content and add some padding. And as you can see, we should now have a ton of padding. And then I'm going to add some more padding to, once I add a layout here, I'm going to add 100 padding in here. And what I'm going to click F on my keyboard again. And what we want to do now is add another frame, but 74 by 74 pixels. We're going to come in here. We're actually going to grab an image and grab stack frame I think I have stack frames logo in here. Perfect. There it is. Okay, we got stack frames logo. We're going to come down here, add a shadow, and we're going to add 10, 40 blur, make it 50 blur, and we're going to move this up a little. Okay, and then we got to add some corner radius to it. Kind of want it like a round, it's rounded, yeah, like that. Okay, now I'm going to add a header. Oh, press T, add a header, build web apps. Uh, I had a great, okay, wait. Build web apps, not in, build web apps quickly. Build web apps in minutes instead of months with stack frame. Okay, come in here. This is horizontal right now, so we want the direction vertical. We're going to click up on our key so that this logo icon, we're going to rename this, and we're going to name this header one, is at the top. So we're going to come in here, add this header, make this 28, and we're going to make this bold. And we want to make sure this is 100% width. Okay, and we're gonna center it. And there's some padding here inside this frame, so that's why this doesn't expand all the way, but we want it kind of compressed because if we remove this padding from a design aspect, this doesn't look that good. And honestly, we might even want to add like additional padding, something like that. And then I would bump this to one point, like maybe four. Nah, three is a good one. And let's do build web apps. And then what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this. We're going to grab this blue right here. And then we are going to come in here and add another frame. And I like making, we're going to make a custom button. I like making my custom buttons 180 pixels by 54. Um, we're going to, this is already inherited this text color. We're going to, and honestly, I don't want this one. I want this guy, right? Yeah, I want that guy. Like, no. I want to, let's see here. Let's copy this. It's not the same one. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. I'm gonna zoom in here, add a layout so we can, I'm gonna add text in here so we can center the text easily, right? And I'm gonna say start building and add a rocket. And the text needs to be a lot smaller, especially for a button. So it's gonna be 16. And we're gonna make this white. And now not a lot of people are a fan of this, but I'm a fan of colored shadows. People think, it looks like you're like highlighting things and it doesn't look professional. I think if done right, it can look really nice. Like something like this, something slight like that. And we're gonna add a black border. And we're gonna add some opacity to this. Yeah, I really like that. I'm gonna make this visible. So what this does, if you see, you can see, I believe if we make this visible, oh no. Okay, we're good. It's I thought it was cutting it off. Okay, so when you make a frame visible, the overflow visible, that means like if you have something that is in absolute position, right? I could show you what this means. So if I can make this absolute, right? I can drag this over. You're gonna see the start, you still see the text right there. But if I come into the frame and make overflow hidden, it cuts it off, right? So I like setting it if we need to visible, but in this case we can keep it hidden. Okay, so we have our basic landing page. It's gonna add some spacing elements. So let's call this a primary button primary. And we're actually gonna group. Let me move this to here real quick. We're gonna group. Okay, and we're gonna call this just like a wrap, just container. And add a layout. And then this is good spacing already, but I think we need just like 12. And you see it's cutting it off because it's not hugging the constraints of what's inside here. So we want to click fit content, and then you'll see it's hitting the bottom. But if we turn this to visible, boom, the shadow comes through. And then I just want to add a little bit more padding here. There we go. Space that out a bit. Okay, so when I come into my button primary, Frames have a really cool feature called link. So you can add a like actual website URL or something if you want here, but you can also navigate to another page. So I'm going to click sign up, and if we click play here, click start building, it navigates me to sign up. And honestly, man, what we really need to do is in this container here, I'm actually going to go to the bottom and make this 200. And we're going to add some basic animations on a pier here. I'm going to click, yeah, so we're going to add 30 pixels. So it's at the bottom here. The scale, we're going to make 0.5. And let's do an ease in and out. And we're going to make this time like zero point 0.5. Just see what that looks like. Looks pretty good. And we can just copy effects and right click, paste effects. And all we need to do now, you can see these have animation icons on it. All we need to do now is come in here and add a little delay. Delay 3.2. So the header should be next that shows up and then the button. So zero point 0.4. And that's what it looks like. Pretty nice. This is visible. Honestly, I think it would look better if these stayed at one scale and this stayed at one scale. Yeah. And honestly, I don't think I like the scale on here. I'm gonna remove it. Yeah, that's much better. And I think this needs to move up more. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now we're gonna go to our sign up page. Okay. And what we're gonna do is now we're gonna add stack frames component, right? We're gonna integrate user authentication. We're gonna add the ability for user to sign up. I'm gonna show you how easy this is and how it's like I just wish everyone knew about StackFrame as a product, not just because it was my product, just because it's so easy to build in here and to get some sort of concept up and running. And I'm going to show you. I mean, there's no code required, and yeah, just going to just dive into it right now. So to access your components, you can go back to the page here and copy this auth component. But what I like doing is going to assets, opening up, this home base here, and then I'm going to add in this auth component. Okay, I'm going to come into this um, desktop frame here, add a layout. We want to make sure that everything is centered. And let's just add some padding 200 to the bottom. I'm going to then click on the auth component. When you click on the auth component, you'll see it highlighted. I suggest adding this into a frame. So I add into a frame, okay? And the reason why I suggest that is because let me just style this first and then I'll explain. Okay, so we click this component, right? Auth component. And you'll have these auth component options down here. So right now it's in sign in mode. I want sign up mode. And now sign up mode has a bunch of different options. Well, right now it has a padding of 10. I think we should add 25 padding. And as you can see, it adjusts. And honestly, I don't want all these fields. I really don't care. Actually, I do want profile picture. I don't care about the link and I don't care about the bio. Okay. And then I think we need to add some rounded corner radius, increase the corner radius of the fields. So text inputs, options, border radius 14. Perfect. And then let's make it 44 pixels height. Okay, I'm liking how this is looking. Placeholder, enter email, dot, 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 enter password, dot, 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 forgot the L, enter username. And we can also reduce the size, font size, 14 pixels. Okay, so that's looking good. Now let's dive into the button. And we want to inherit the same type of button style as our primary button, right? So let's go to button options. Let's add a 44 pixel height. Let's come in here and grab the right color. So I'm going to grab this color right here, copy it, come back into button options, background color. Okay, back. Now I want to make sure we have the radius the same as our input fields, which we do, and text color should be white. Okay, so I also want to add a border radius to this and increase the padding. Okay, and we need maybe it's like 22. Okay, so this all is good, but we are still working on a box shadow option and a stroke option for this component, but you still can do it. You just have to, mess around with the component a little. So you can come in here, add this to a frame. I'm going to come in here and move this to 100%. 100%. And you're going to see this doesn't work, right? Like you can use this, but I highly suggest we've added custom height and width options right here. So these will always override these right here. So go to the container options, which are right here, and just go ahead and click 100%, and it should update, which it has. Okay. Now, auth container auth component. Okay. Now I'm going to come in here, add some borders, and you're going to see that we need to make sure that we have the same border radius in the auth component as we do on our frame here. We're going to make this visible just cause border should be 2, and we should really sorry. Oh my. Like, why do people make loud cars? I don't understand. Okay, so then we have this, right? This is perfect. Um, and let me see if I can get in here and mess with this a little. Added 30 pixels to the top. I'm liking this a lot better. It's more centered. Okay, now, last but not least, I'm going to add a box shadow. And we're going to add 15, 50, and just increase like that. Okay. So we have our sign up. We'll add a little sign up, and let's make this 22. Okay, so our little sign up page, we can always, style a little better later. But now we styled it, right? So that took us about 6 minutes. Now we just had to add the authentication part up to it, and it's really simple. So all you see the stack frame project ID, head on over to my stacked frame project page, click copy project ID, come in here, paste it. Okay, it's pasted. I click publish. Oh, one last thing before I click publish. I'll update it. We need to decide where we want to go after we sign up. So for now, let's actually create a new page. Call this profile, and I'm gonna profile page. We're going to center this. Okay, so come back to this, and we're gonna go redirect to profile after sign up. Okay, undraft. And we're gonna undraft all these pages. Well, I don't know why they got sent to draft. Okay, update. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna publish, update. You can just ignore that. I'm gonna open our website. Okay, click start building. We're gonna upload a photo. Let's do stack frames logo, stack frame team. You can change the outline of this too. Um, I knew it. I already have an account at Gmail. I might have an account with this too. Um, okay, how about we just try fake email? Okay, hold on. All right, everyone, I'm back. I found out the issue. All we have to do is go into assets here, and when, you'll see like an update like button, and all you have to do is click update to all the components, and then I would just delete your old component and drag and drop in the new component, the new updated component in here like this. Um, so I went ahead and did that already, re-added the styling, added my project ID. Don't forget the project ID, and everything is now working. So I'm going to show you. We have our landing page, sign up, and then we have profile. So I'm gonna update this, and I'm gonna come in here, just delete these users. I'm gonna use, oh yeah, and I just added this user. Delete this. Okay, and I'm gonna delete this. So I got here from my project page. I've already added some users. I go to user here. User data is going to be data that users might post on a news feed, something along those lines. But users, you're going to at least get a list of just emails in here that you can view that from users signing up to your app. So you can build a newsletter from that. So we're going to open this. Okay, nice. I'm going to click start building. We got our sign up screen. Let's add a photo. Add, make this Figma user one. Just use this email. Click sign up. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Wrong one. There we go. And then we're navigated to the profile page. Okay, so we have our authentication component all set up for sign up. And you can see here, if I click refresh, users, there's my latest user that I just signed up. And, we did all this in less than 25 minutes. We created a landing page with animations on appear animations. We created a sign up page and integrated the ability for users to sign up, plus customize the sign up fields and and the sign up component. And then when they sign up, we send the user to the profile page. And all this was done without any code in under 25 minutes. And once you get a hang of the flow and how to set up stack frame, how to customize the components, it just gets even quicker. I want to apologize for the bug that we did face a couple minutes ago. I don't know why I didn't click update on the in the assets area here, so that's my fault. And I apologize if you're having difficulties. If you're still having issues, comment below. I'll help you out. But man, this is a beautiful example of how quickly we can add sign up authentication to a web app using Framer and Stack Frame. So what we're going to do in the next episode, just so you guys get excited, we're going to add user profiles and the ability to log in, and we're going to continue to design the rest of our website. So really hope you enjoyed episode 2 here. Excited to tune into the next one with you.